Oh, time will tell. Oh, time will tell. Oh, time will tell. Oh, time will tell. Hello, children. Welcome to this video. I'm going to be talking about my my strategy when it comes to the stock market. My stock market investing strategy. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are two different approaches, generally speaking, when it comes to getting away from the actively managed side of Dave Ramsey's stupid method. Do not follow that. That is dumb. You are going to be spending 8 times more money on fees every year. Basically, you're going to be spending about $1 million to a couple $1 million over your lifetime. There's no reason to do that. So here's two methods that I'm planning on doing in the next couple of years in the stock market. Now, you're not going to get rich overnight. You're definitely not going to get rich overnight. You're going to be poor for a very long time doing these strategies. But over the next 10 years, 20 years, your chances of becoming a millionaire quadruple. So, I will teach you both of them. Not I think we're going to make it two separate parts because right now I'm going to teach you the simplified method and then I'm going to teach you the complicated method in the next video. Okay, so simplified. So there are two different ways to make money in the stock market for those of you who don't know. There is the price of the stock that goes up and you sell, and that's how you make money, and you get taxed on any 20%. You get taxed 20% of whatever you sell, generally speaking, within the year, or it could be long-term gains, which it could be 15%. Okay, that's a little complicated, but I'm going to let it slide because, whatever. And then there is dividends. Now, this simplified strategy that I'm going to teach you today accounts for both dividends and price appreciation. Dividends are get taxed depending on which stock it is. They can get taxed anywhere to 15% to 22%. Okay, so basically, what you want to do is you want to have it's a simplified method. So you want to have your portfolio being half in appreciation funds, index funds, and half in dividend REITs. Now, why do I like REITs so much, even though they tax you more? Because they also have a much higher dividend, so it doesn't matter how much you're getting taxed when their dividend is quadruple the stock market, right? You're only getting taxed 20% on a REIT, right? Or your income, your actual income bracket, right? So that means when you get taxed, right? Even though it counts for your official income, you're actually getting taxed less. You're actually making more money in terms of dividends than the index fund. But you want to do both because you don't want to have a lackluster appreciation price for your whole portfolio, but you also don't want to have low incomes like those index funds. The index funds only produce 1%. REITs produce 4%. You get taxed 20% of that. That would be about 3.5%, depending on what kind of REIT you're getting. The REIT I'm actually, so I would be taxed 20% on 3.5%. So therefore, I would only be making 2.3% on each stock I buy. Okay, so that's basically what my strategy is. Basically, price appreciation plus dividends over a long period of time, maybe 60 years, whatever. You can live off of that after 20 years of investing. You could actually live off of it and make a part-time job and raise a family, I think, with that. So, again, this is the problem with is the problem. The stock market is always less riskier most of the time than college. Just trust me on this. I mean, when you look at the return rates, college produces a 2% return. If you get a college degree that somewhat pays 2% return, that's not really that good. I'm sorry, it's just not. The stock market returns about 6 or 8%. I mean, again, there's certain types of degrees, so you want to stay away from teaching degrees, philosophy degrees, law degrees, anything to do with the public sector. Stay away from that. The only public work I would recommend actually is the military or building the roads, kind of, because you're actually doing something, you're actually producing something of value in society. unlike teaching philosophy or law, you're just indoctrinating or you're doing something, right? I don't like teachers. The reason I don't like teachers because the last 4 years of high school for me was more about political, like it was more about politics and philosophy than any learning I ever did. And so it's just the stock market. The problem is I had to teach my math teacher this. Like I'm just amazed. He didn't even know any of the tax rates for any of the stocks. I taught him all of it. Right? I think it's because of the internet, you learn so much through the internet. Anyway, where is it going here? 50% on REITs, 50% on funds that appreciate in price. That would be either VT, which is the total world fund, or VTI, which is the all the stocks in the American stock market. I recommend VT, the international fund, because well, it's more diversified first off. The bigger companies always really get bigger, and the smaller companies most of the time get bigger too in the stock market. So and again, you're diversified throughout all the countries, right? So I mean, there's got to be like a price appreciation fund too, or VOO is pretty good, and there's also Fidelity's Fuzz Rocks. Fuzz Rocks is really good. Those funds are really good. I would not again do your research on these things. Don't just blindly listen to what I'm saying, right? I want you guys to go and if you're gonna do the simplified strategy, go out there, buy half in index funds, half in REITs. Put the REITs in a Roth IRA, by the way. Don't chime out on that. Put your REITs in a Roth IRA. You will not get taxed if you put it in a Roth IRA. Okay, maybe here's what you do. So 12,000, let's say you put 12,000 a year or yeah, what 13,000 a year in. If you have $13,000, 13,000 laying around, let's hopefully you make that in a year and make more than to live off of. Uh you put about 6,500 in the Roth IRA with the REITs and then you put the rest in a taxable brokerage just a regular taxable brokerage for the funds. You could become a millionaire, a partial tax-free millionaire by the time you're 60. If you do this in your 20s. If you don't do this in your 20s, your chance of becoming a millionaire actually decrease a while, it's just not going to happen. So, do keep this in mind. This is for younger people. The next strategy is going to be for older people. So, if you are an older person, I recommend listening in on the next video. Okay, don't let the yarmulke get to you. Goodbye, kids.